Hello, everyone. Firstly, I want to give a massive spoiler alert for parts of this video. Don't say I didn't warn you. When I started this movie, I thought it was going to be like Harry Potter meets Once Upon a Time. The general vibe was there, but overall, there was another focus in this movie. While it's about the characters who end up in fairy tales and teaches us lessons, the movie itself also teaches us a lesson. In the beginning of the movie, we can see two brothers in charge of good and evil fight each other. Then a little while later, it skips to the present day. The show plays off in another century, but the script makes it feel too modern for the time. The language just felt a bit too modern for me, and that made it feel a little bit off. At first, it felt a bit like a parody, but it started reeling me in to the point where I was really invested and I didn't know how I got there. Sophie wishes to go to the school for good and evil, and she accidentally drags her best friend along. The following I can only describe by saying if "be careful what you wish for" was a person, it would be Sophie. Agatha ends up in the school for good and Sophie in the school for evil, and they both struggle to find their feet. The fact that Sophie implied that they are in opposite places had me a bit surprised. Look, I'm just gonna say it. Sophie is definitely a villain, but I feel like the entire point is that people aren't just villains or heroes. People are complex and human. So I feel like there's definitely room for grace there. Although we definitely see her develop into a more evil character. It kind of just shows that how, with the right personality traits and environment, anyone can be turned into a villain. We see this struggle throughout the movie of her almost being bitter that Agatha is in the school for good and caught the eye of the prince. Throughout the movie, we see Agatha being nothing but an excellent friend. We then see everything spiral until Sophie basically goes full evil and ends up almost killing everyone. In her defense, she didn't think that everyone was gonna get murdered, but she did think that her and her new boo were going to rule over everyone. Here it is also revealed that the headmaster is actually the evil brother. Who would have seen that coming? Well, I did. I'd like to submit into evidence Exhibit A from my notes app, showing the notes I took while I watched this movie. My other notes included how vibrant and detailed some of the scenes and clothes were. So yeah, that was a really predictable storyline. Next we see the school crumble, but luckily Agatha comes and saves the day. I got a bit annoyed with how Agatha kept defending Sophie throughout the entire movie, like every single thing she did, especially considering that Sophie wasn't the best friend to begin with. She did prove herself right though, and that scene where she thinks Sophie is dead had me on the verge of it's allergy season. Who said anything about tears? Not me. I was quite happy with how it ended, even though in the ending I still felt like Agatha was done dirty. Luckily, they leave the end open for a sequel by telling and showing us that the story isn't over. Now, look, this isn't some cinematic masterpiece, but I do recommend watching it. Overall, I want to give it like a solid 6.5 out of 10. So, what do you guys think? Will you be watching it? Have you watched it? Do you have any opinions you want to share with me? Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and like for more series and movie content. Thank you and happy watching.